What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What's good, people? What is up? What is that? They went from the fourth level of hell and sent us down to the seventh level of hell. Why? Because then you got Kwanzaa pulling out her titties. The whore pulled out her titties. And these whore bags over here started feeling and fondling on her tits. What?
I don't have it to do with you. Girl, you can go over there, rant and rave. Girl, you can shake all your rainbow bright hair all you want, dear one. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I don't have nothing to do with you, and I'm done. Baby, you can scream my name from the rooftops from now till Jesus come back. I'm done after this.
Introduced to Tick's meat. Do you see what I see? Did y'all really hello, casting, wardrobe, y'all let him roll up out of wardrobe with these fans on, giving us all of this, thinking we were not going to see it? We have been waiting with bated breath and anticipating all season long for the slightest glimpse, and y'all just put it out there this episode in all of its magnificent glory.
Listen, that young man said, baby, you ate on this first date, you giving up the cooch on the first date, okay? Well, you gonna run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. That's our new theme song. That is the new song. Listen, somebody need to put a beat to that. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. That's what y'all got going on.
Called out Sandcastle. Sand, bitch. Ow. Oh my God, it was so funny, girl. Woo, baby, listen, let me tell you something. This shit started to turn into the precursor for some gay porn. That's what I thought it was. Because Big T is getting all, the voice starting to go deeper and get a little more wet and moist and sentimental and all this shit. And it was real gay at this point. Like, I thought the bitches was going to, I thought Lil Bird was going to turn Big T around and do him like he did Uncle Cliff and do the grease it up with City Lou and ran right in there. It's not a coincidence that Big T started off the conversation by trying to find out if Lil Bird was fucking Mercedes, which he found out he's not. It's also not a coincidence that he would start talking about prison. Why? Because the bitches was probably fucking in prison. Girl. Clifford, you better go get your man. Big T got plans for that. What he had on looked like something Big Bird vomited up or something like that. Like, I did not like it. That Big Bird couture he was going for, it did not work. Like the pastor of a gay mega church on Easter Sunday. Okay, it was way too much sequence. He had on way too much makeup. Baby, his face looked like Iyanla Vanzant's neckline. Okay, just way too much makeup, clumped in everywhere on his face. Get it together, sweetheart. Like, you're a big girl, so that gives you a whole lot of canvas. So that was a whole lot of makeup, honey. And Rico looked like he was auditioning to be one of the three kings, or he was auditioning to be the main character on Jesus Christ Superstar. Girl, Wayne, did you have on a blue thong or a blue G-string or something? If you did, I want to see it. Hit me up in my DMs because I do want to see if you have a blue thong or a blue, jock strap or something like that. I'd love to see it. Anyway, but I liked it with the turtleneck. Now, Troy. All right. Jesus Christ, Superstar. Jesus Christ, Superstar. What's up, y'all? I'm coming. Don't worry, never fear. El Teddy is here. I am coming. I am. Be there in just a sec. Give me a moment. Oh, dear God. Oh, dear God. All right. Okay. Oh, boy. All right. I think we're ready. All right. Let's see what we got. Bam. Here we are. What's going on, y'all? I am here. We are here for yet another live. This is going to be the politics of it all. Let me say hey, take attendance and say hey to y'all. Make sure y'all do y'all bell ringer, y'all warm-up activity assignment
by pressing the goddamn like button and sharing and all of that good stuff. Make sure you turn in your homework to the homework tray, all of that good shit. We are crushing on some peach crush today. Mm. Oh, that's good. I have yet another Christmas tree cake to eat on today. Judge a mammy, don't judge me, okay? Anyway, we here, y'all. Let me say hey to y'all. Hey, Lemon Kush Pepper. Hey, Cora. Cora, girl, Cora. Have you, Cora? Have you been? I know we added you to the members only chat. Do you see the tomfoolery that goes on in the members only chat? You see the tomfoolery that we have going on in said members only chat. I tried to tell you that those people, and they ain't even. They're trying to ease you in. They ain't even went full throttle like they normally do over there in the members only chat. But enjoy yourself over there. It's a whole 3-ring circus over there. Cora, we love having you over there, Miss Cora. Hey, Morgan. Hey, girl. Hey. Yana, my love, my boo. Excuse me, y'all. Hey, Tracy C. Hey, girl. Child, Tracy. I'm doing my review tonight, Tracy. And I might have to drag your favorite girl a little bit. Timbe in a wig, as you like to call her. Yeah, I'm gonna give her, just a little like 2 to the head, 3 to the body in this good review. I already watched the episode one time. I'll watch it one more time, do my notes, and then do my review tonight. Don't worry, I got you, Tracy C. I got you, girl. I got you. Hey, budgets, weights, boom. Montrez, what's good, bruh? What's going on? What's going on? Tracy W, what's going on? You got to get some of the. Listen. Miss Cora says she loves the members only chat. Child, they be clowning over there. I was going to say they've been acting good in the. They have been acting real good. You know, they trying to ease Cora in. You know how they child. Listen, Tracy, I already tested out the throat. We good. Cause we saw Damien and Damien Jr. So we good. See, we good. The voice is gonna be right. I got you, Tracy. I got you on this review tonight. Listen, y'all, I'm so excited to do this review. I haven't reviewed a show in damn near 6 months. So doing a review, do I even still know how to do reviews? We gonna find out tonight. I'm gonna do we're gonna do the Real Housewives of Potomac review this evening. So stay tuned for that. Y'all come on around there, show your boy some love. Come on, make sure you comment. We like comments over there, okay? The members only chat is a mess, and I love it. Listen, the members only chat is a whole mess over there. If you are not a member, I'm not trying to advocate for you to become a member just because that's a part of my membership program. But I will say, they have a lot of fun. They be having a lot of fun over there, honey. Listen, it felt so strange having a live yesterday. I've done quite a few silly. Back in the day, we used to have a live every Sunday called Sexy Sunday Montrez, but you might not be ready for Sexy Sundays, Montrez. Oh, Sexy Sundays. Oh, Montrez, listen, let me help you understand something. Those that can go back to Sexy Sunday, it's not for the faint of heart. Listen, let me tell you. Oh, child. Anyway, we had good when new members come in. Not one scare. Not to scare them day one, right? They try to ease Miss Cora in before they go full throttle. Child. Hey, Miss Trisha P. Boo. What's going on? Listen, y'all, we got some things to talk about today. We got politics of it all today because we know that tomorrow is election day. So I would be derelict of duties, if I did not come on here today and have a politics of it all and scream holy hell from the rooftops that we need to make sure that we going out there and that we are um talking about that. So I'm gonna save my election coverage for the back half. I'm gonna do my do the other stuff on the front end, but my election coverage we're gonna save for the back half. So we make sure either for the back half or for the middle of the program, so we can make sure we give people a chance to get up in here. Chicken, get your chicken here. Late bell is at 6:10. I'm gonna be nice today. 6:10. I might be on my way out. I should not be on here longer than about an hour. I figure I can get this done in an hour. I don't got that many stories, don't have that many things to cover, but you know that's dangerous. Whenever I don't have a lot in the dossier, shit gets dangerous. November has a fifth. How November don't warn you out? We're not even a whole week in. Morgan, real what? You know what, Tracy? See, just for you, Tracy. Here you go.
America presents Real Women of Politics.
Real women of politics.
Today we salute all the real woman leaders of this great country.
Real women don't have to fake it.
Real women doing real things.
Real women work too hard for this.
Some big companies can't tell the difference between real and fake anymore.
Real people know the difference.
That's why we're introducing the Real Women of Politics koozie.
Real women of politics.
Now, you can salute the real women of politics at every backyard barbecue and tailgate. And if it covers up the label of a big woke company, well, that works too.
Real women of politics.
Order your Real Women of Politics koozie today.
Listen, if you were not here the day that I unsheathed that little gem on this good channel, you really missed out because listen, we had a full 45-minute breakdown. We had whole conspiracy theories of how this black man ended up in the middle of this commercial, a whole theory as to why this woman is taking these stuffed birds. You know, I don't know if she was in a taxidermist office or something, but she over here putting stuffed birds, dead stuffed animals in it. We had a whole fucking breakdown, a 45-minute breakdown of that whole commercial. It was epic. It was so epic. Such a great live that was. I just remember all of us were over here crying, laughing. Yvette, we had a good time that day. We did have a good kiki that day. Baby, listen, we were over here dying, 3 deaths, crying, laughing. You know what? Let me get the sugar spiky moments out the way first. Ladies and gentlemen, I ain't even say hey to you, Chloe or Yvette. Hey, Chloe. Hey, Yvette. I ain't say hey to y'all when y'all came in. I ain't say hey to Budget Swaits either. Hey, Budget Swaits. Ladies and gentlemen, non-binary gender conforming members of our audience, y'all know what time it is. It is now officially time for your sugar spike segment.
Oh God. You see, this is the part that I like.
Major sugar spike.
So loved the world, I want to fight. That he gave, his only begotten son.
Major sugar spike.
And shall ever believe.
Major sugar spike.
They shall not perish, but have everlasting life.
Taste the biscuit.
Jesus!
I wish somebody help me.
Jesus. It's time for your sugar spike segment. Listen, I ain't got that many sugar spike stories today, okay? I I'll never forget that, and the Easter speech. Listen, I forgot about the Easter speech. Oh, listen, we have had some great epic lives over here, as only we can. So I ain't got that many sugar spike moments today. Our first story in the sugar spike segment is actually good news. Dare I say, good news. So we glad you feeling better on budget's waste. We don't like people being sick around here. So in our first story, this is good news and it's an update. So y'all remember we chronicled the story of Jaquan, what's his last name? Jaquan Smith. Now that's out of the great city of Detroit, great state of Michigan. Hey, Fran J, that is the story. Remember we showed the video, the black boy with the dreads. He was at the jail, handcuffed, right? And he was standing there, and the big white bald officer came and started punching him and beat him to the ground and kicking him, and then literally picked him up and just threw him in the holding cell like a little rag doll. Remember that? All the while the boy is handcuffed, just standing there, not doing anything. Remember that? Put a 27 in the chat if you remember that. We showed the whole video. Ooh. Y'all don't remember that? We talked about it. The boy was standing there. It looked like he was in an office at first. He was in like an office or whatever, or wherever they take you to go, maybe get your picture, your mug shot. He was just standing there handcuffed, and the man came and just clocked him right in the face, and he fell to the ground, and the man started punching and kicking him and beating the boy down on the ground, and then just picked him up like a rag doll and threw him into the holding cell. Remember that? Okay. So we have an update on that. Now, here's the update. This update came out today. The officer's name, the boy's name was 19-year-old Matthew, not Matthew, his name was Jaquan Smith. The officer that committed this crime is Matthew Rodriguez. He was indicted. We recently found out that he was indicted by a grand jury on allegations stemming from the complaint that was issued by the FBI stemming from this case. The complaint found probable cause to charge the ex-cop with a felony violation of deprivation of rights under the color of law, as well as unreasonable and excessive force against 19-year-old Jaquan Smith. On top of that, Rodriguez faces a federal charge for allegedly falsifying records about the incident, despite the ordeal being caught on video, and also 2 misdemeanors on the state level. If you remember, the chief of police did the right thing at the time. He was fired just a few days after the incident. He was fired just a few days after that incident. So we can say that they did handle that properly in that case. So I just wanted to bring y'all that update. He also faces charges of misdemeanor assault and battery, as well as willful neglect of duty. And those are some of the charges that he's facing. Listen, we have to celebrate at least every now and again when the right thing happens and when people are really held to the standard of law that they should be held to, because so many times officers get away with these things. Their superiors will explain away their crimes and will basically not do anything. We have a whole travesty of justice that happens over and over and over with regard to this event such as this. I remember watching it when we covered this story the first time. I remember watching it, and I just was incensed watching it, seeing all of the horrible things that were that happened to this young man. And I don't care what his crime was. I don't care what crime he committed. When you become a police officer, you do not. That does not give you the onus, or that doesn't give you the right to go out here and have your own vigilante justice. Hey, E Starkey, I feel like I ain't seen you in a minute. How you been? So we're glad and pleased to announce that. So that's the update on that. In our next Sugar Spiky story, now listen, I'm going to read this article. I meant to do this. Yes, I meant to do this story yesterday on Silly Saturday or Silly Sunday, but we ran long, and so I didn't get to it. But I want to get to it today. Excuse me. And I purposely, if you notice, I don't cover as I should a lot of what's going on over in the motherland with our LGBTQ plus brothers and sisters and non-binary family over there in the motherland, because there are some real human rights atrocities going on across the water in Africa. Let me read this story to you. A shocking incident in Senegal is under investigation, where a video depicted a gay man's body being exhumed and burned. Yes, you heard that. Exhumed and burned, meaning they dug up his grave, took the body out of the casket, and decided that they were going to burn the dead body. That's what we got going on over there. The alarming event occurred in the city of Kaolack, where individuals last week sought out and desecrated the grave of a man buried the previous day, as per the public prosecutor, according to Agnes France Press. Local media speculate that the man's sexual orientation drove the act, though this detail was not confirmed by the prosecutor nor verified by AFP. The video spread across social media and local media show onlookers surrounding a large fire, capturing the grim scene on their phones. Senegal, where homosexual acts are deemed, quote, against nature and punishable by imprisonment, end quote, has a history of homophobia. However, this act has struck a chord, being seen by many as blatant disrespect toward the deceased. The judiciary, reacting to the barbarity of the act, initiated an investigation on Sunday to identify and punish the perpetrators of this act. AFP, as informed by an anonymous local police official, reported that 4 individuals suspected to have orchestrated this act were arrested in Kaolack on Monday. Although rare, there have been documented cases of body exhumation due to alleged homosexuality in Senegal from 2008 to 2009. Human rights organizations, including Amnesty International Senegal, have vehemently condemned the incident for violating the dignity of the deceased and his family. The hostile environment for Senegal's LGBTQ plus community is not new, with many forced to hide their identity or flee abroad to evade persecution. In 2021, the majority of the 1,300 Senegalese asylum applications in France cited sexual orientation-based persecution. Attempts by the deceased family to bury him in Senegal's holy city of Touba were thwarted by allegations of his homosexuality. They eventually buried him near his home in Kaolack amid community objections. Prominent religious leader Seringue Sheikh Tidiane Khalifa Niasse denounced the act, while a representative from the group, Ansam Jikoyi, blamed the Senegalese state for seemingly overprotecting the LGBTQ plus community, leading to such acts of mob justice. Listen, let me tell you something. And I have to fault myself because I'm very aware of a lot of the things that go on over in the motherland. And when I read the things that go on, when I read the atrocities that people have to endure over in Africa, when I read these stories, many times I literally do not bring them to this channel because I will read the stories and I will begin to cry. If you read the stories of what our LGBTQ plus brothers and sisters and non-binary individuals have to endure over in Africa, it makes you physically ill. It makes you weep. Hey, Cams. And stories like this where the young man died, all his family wanted to do was bury him. They denied the family the ability to bury him in the regular cemetery. Hey Tanya. They then ended up having to bury him not far from their home in Kaolack, and the people in the city got mad because they deemed that the Senegalese government was being too nice by even allowing this family to bury their dead son. They managed to bury their son. And if you are parents or a family burying a loved one, the day after you bury that person, you are still stricken with 12 stages of grief. Your whole body, mind, and soul is surrounded in grief and mourning. And the day after this family buried their loved one, these animals, and that's the best word I could use for these people, dug up the grave, the grave, dug up the young man's body, took the body out of the grave, and burned his dead body in front of his family. This is what we got going on. All because the local people thought that the Senegalese government was being too kind to the LGBTQ plus community by simply allowing the family the opportunity to bury their dead loved one. Because they seem to believe that because this person was homosexual, that they weren't even owed the decency of having being buried. We're not going to even begin to try to speculate the surroundings of his death because there's already questions around his death that we're not going to even delve into right now. But the young man is gone. They wouldn't allow the family to bury him in the traditional burial site in Senegal because he was homosexual, and they ended up having to bury him in a section not far from their home in town that wasn't a traditional burial site. And the people who felt that he should not have even had the opportunity to have a decent burial decided the day after they buried their loved ones, they were going to dig up the grave, exhume his body, put the dead body in the street, and burn the body in front of the family. This is what we got going on. This is what we got going on. And I have to fault myself because, like I said, I get so emotional when I read some of these stories and I see what's going on over there. I'm not blind to it. I'm not going to tell you I'm blind to it and I don't see it, because I see it, I read it, and I am up to speed on what's going on and the human rights violations and the atrocities that's going on over in Africa with our LGBTQ plus brothers and sisters and non-binary family members is disgusting. It's barbaric. It's sick. And if you read really into it, they make all of the noise about other genocides and atrocities. They'll scream to the rooftops. They'll scream holy hell about Holocaust and all of these other things, and turn a blind eye to what's going on in Africa with our LGBTQ plus brothers and sisters. Nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to see when white Jewish people were facing barbaric crimes. The world stepped in and said, this is a problem. You should not be doing this. You should not be killing people who aren't doing anything wrong. But black bodies over in Africa facing even more barbaric and heinous acts, y'all don't have no smoke for that. Let them go on over there and handle that themselves. No smoke for that. Nothing. Mum's the word. Nothing said. It's disgusting. Real disgusting. I'm telling you, I read this stuff and it's gut wrenching. You can't hear of this stuff, you can't read this stuff and not emote and not get incensed and not get angry. Exactly, Lamal. Where's the all lives matter? Because clearly all lives don't matter. Only a certain population or a certain segment of the all matters. No, all lives matter now. And they know these things are happening. And the sad part is when because the article spoke to a lot of these individuals seeking asylum in some of these westernized countries, and they're not granted it. They're denied asylum. Remember, these are people who your former president said were coming from shithole countries, if you recall. So them seeking asylum in America or any of these other Western civilization or westernized states, oh no. You get no parts of that. Stay over there in your shithole countries and die like animals. That's what we got going on. It's exactly what we have going on over there. Hey, Xavier, this is what we got going on. I read this story, and when I saw it, I faulted myself because, like I said, I see a lot of this stuff, and I purposely don't bring it up because I try. Y'all know I'm not the emotional type. I don't get on here crying, boohoo, and all. But some of these stories that you see coming out of Africa are so heinous, are so barbaric, are so awful that you can't help but. I mean, the exigence of the situation calls for you to speak out. It's awful. It's awful. Like I said, I saw that story and I just couldn't stay silent on it anymore. I had to bring that to you all. I hate that we had that Debbie Downer. So we're gonna move on to our next story, which is another Sugar Spiky story, but on the lighter side of sugar spikiness. Hold on. Whew. All right, relax, relate. Hold on, let me take another bite out of my out of my Christmas tree cake. All right, here's another sugar spiky story.
because there's no good transition out of that one. So wait, you know what? Let me get a palate cleanser or two. Do I have a palate cleanser or two on here? Let's see what palate. Oh yeah, I keep one or two. Let me look at my boo right here. Cleanse my. Hey boo. Hey boo. Mm, mm. Hey man. Hey man. Ooh, more man. Hey man. Oh, I needed to cleanse my palate. That listen, it'd be a lot going on. I needed to cleanse my palate. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, here's the headline. Get into this headline. Mike Johnson, new Speaker of the House, once bragged that he and his son monitor each other's porn watching. Oh, this crushed peach is extra good. What do y'all want me to do with that? This would not be the black son. Remember, we learned he had an alleged black son that really wasn't his son. We learned about the black son yesterday that really wasn't his son. This ain't the black son. It's the white son. A mess, y'all. A damn mess. Let me read this to you. Just a goddamn mess. Oh, you need me to say that again, Tracy? I got you. Here's the headline. Mike Johnson, new Speaker of the House, once bragged that he and his son monitor each other's porn watching. I don't know what y'all want me to do with it. That somebody asked me in a DM, where do you find these stories, El Teddy? Listen, I don't know. These things just find their way to my desk. I don't know. And they find their way into the dossier. What do you want from me? This is the black son that we learned about yesterday. This is the white son, his biological son. We learned the black son wasn't even his son at all. He claimed to have adopted, never even adopted the little boy. That was a whole nother story. We talked about that yesterday. Go see yesterday's Silly Saturday. Let me read this to you. I do be finding some interesting stuff. The sour cream folks are losing their damn minds. They are. They are losing their own minds. Listen. I don't know what y'all want from me. I just bring you the things that come across my desk. I don't know what you people want from me. Let me read this to you. In a recently resurfaced clip from last year, U.S. House Speaker Mike Johnson, a Republican from the great state of Louisiana, admitted that he and his son use technology to track each other's porn habits. The Republican Louisiana congressman disclosed that he and his son employ Covenant Eyes software to monitor each other's internet usage for explicit content. This revelation came from a clip from a 2022 forum at the Cypress Baptist Church in Benton, Louisiana. During the forum, Johnson explained the purpose and function of the software. Quote, Covenant Eyes is the software that we've been using a long time in our household. End quote, he said. Johnson said he learned about it at a Promise Keepers event in the early 2000s, describing it as, quote, the largest accountability software that there is, end quote. He endorsed the software to the audience, noting, quote, it's about $15 a month, $16 a month, something like that, and you get up to 10 devices. Its accountability
software. It scans, you obviously opt into it, but it scans all the activity on your phone or your devices, your laptop, tablet, what have you. We do all of it. End of quote. He also shared that, quote, it sends a report to your accountability partner. My accountability partner right now is Jack, my son, and he's 17. End of quote. Oh, there's video. Oh, you want to see the video? Oh, we have to see the video. Oh, I listen. Because it's me. I would never deprive you all of such delectable goodness. I would never deprive my audience, my subscribers, my members, my the students in my classroom of seeing this wonderful piece of media. So I'm going to give you said video. You can thank me later because I know that you need this in your life. I know you need it. I know you need it. I know you. This is why people are not nice to me. This is exactly why people are not nice to me. Hold on, y'all. Let me get this set up for y'all. This is exactly why people are not nice to me. This explains exactly why I can't have nice things. I'm and Jack are two sick and wicked. I don't know. I don't know what y'all want from me. All I'm doing is bringing you the news. What y'all want from me, I don't know. What the hell, my goddamn. Whenever I need you to act right, internet, you don't want to act right. Get your mind life in order, internet. Get it in order. See what I got to deal with, y'all. Y'all see what I got to deal with? And this ain't my computer. This is the goddamn internet. Damn Comcast. Comcast, you ain't shit. We really need to unpack this because in what power dynamic between the son and the father can the child hold the debt? That's a great question, Xavier, to which we have no verifiable answers. We have no verifiable answers to that, Xavier. How dare you infuse reason and, how dare you, Xavier? How dare you try to infuse reason into what these people are talking about? Let me bring y'all this. Hold on. Because I know y'all need this in y'all life. All right.
With covenant eyes within your home. And so why is that such an effective tool? Why do parents need to put this into their home?
Yeah, that's great. Great question. We probably could have called this more appropriately a war on the darkness of technology, because there are some good things with technology, of course. I mean, the Bible apps we all love. We broadcast our services, on our social media, and there's some very positive things, but there's also, as Clint's pointed out aptly, some really dark things. So Covenant Eyes is the software that we've been using a long time in our household. I first learned about it at, I think, a Promise Keepers event in the early 2000s. I think it was developed in about the year 2000. But it's the largest accountability software that there is. And there's some paperwork out there on the table that I think everybody may have picked up on the way in. If not, go get it. It's a subscription-based. I mean, we don't make any money on this. I'm telling you, we use it. Okay, I'm endorsing it because I'm a user. It's about $15 a month, $16 a month, something like that. And you get up to 10 devices. And what it is accountability software. So men in a church, men's Bible study groups will do it. That's how it's presented at Promise Keepers. But they also mention, hey, when your kids become teenagers, especially if you have boys, dads, they're talking to the guys at this event, you might want to think about doing this with your sons. And so we've been doing that. And so what it does real simply is it has an algorithm and software. It's way above my head how it works, but it scans. You obviously opt into it, but it scans all the activity on your phone or your devices, your laptop, tablet, what have you. We do all of it. And then it sends a report to your accountability partner. So my accountability partner right now is Jack, my son, right? And so he's 17. So he and I get a report of all the things that are on our phones or all of our devices once a week. If anything objectionable comes up, your accountability partner gets an immediate notice. I'm proud to tell you my son he's got a clean slate, all right? Yeah. But we get a report and it says, hey, no activity of concern, and it's really sensitive. It'll pick up almost anything. It looks for keywords, search terms, and also images, and it will send your accountability partner a blurred picture of the image. And so on occasion I get one. I was just looking at the one from this week I got on Jack, and it said, this is the only one that may be questionable, and it's this blurred image of two women talking in a live screen thing, and I zoom in and I have to unblur it, and it's two middle-aged teachers.
That's the whole clip. What do y'all want from me? What do y'all want from me? What do y'all want from me? The man says he and his 17-year-old son at the time monitor each other's porn usage. I don't know what y'all want from me. That's your Speaker of the House if you need him. Now, you mean to tell me that somebody that idiotic and imbecilic, stupid enough to think that a 17-year-old boy has not found other ways, vessels and mechanisms with which to watch porn? If you think that you really have stopped him from watching porn, a 17-year-old boy in 2023, when devices and internet is available at your fingertips everywhere across the fruited plains, you're reaching. But an idiot like that is the person that y'all put as Speaker of the House, who seems to believe that his 17-year-old son is really giving him full access to all things that he does on the internet with porn. Kiss my whole ass. But that's what y'all want running the country, running Congress. I just want y'all to know that is the person who is 2 missed breaths away from running the whole country. Kamala Harris and Joe Biden died, and that's who y'all gonna have running this country. I just want y'all to know that that's the level of intellect y'all have. That's a stone's throw away from the Oval Office. Exactly, Xavier. Exactly. Girl, if you I can't. I'm not doing this with y'all. I just don't have the mental capacity to unpack this like we should. But this the man y'all have, running Congress. I don't know what y'all want from me. I don't know what. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the goddamn end of the goddamn Sugar Spike segment. Dear Lord, we had good news in the Sugar Spike segment. We had traumatic news in the Sugar Spike segment, and we end the Sugar Spike segment with function and fuckery. Just news of the weird. I don't know what y'all want from me. Don't know what you people want from me. What do y'all want from me? Late Bell is at 6:10, y'all. Don't forget, Late Bell is at 6:10. Late Bell is at 6:10. Hall monitors, please monitor the doors in the next 10 minutes. You can't wait till his porn history comes to light. I don't even want to know what porn he's doing. He's probably doing midgets plus not play. And when I say not KNOT play plus Who know? Like I envision he's in sectors and segment of the hub that nobody goes to. He's into Futa, not NKNOT, that not midget play, race play, you name it, bruh is into it. Please be clear. All of the sectors that nobody frequents. Right. Fisting, rosebuds, and prolapses and shit. Like, literally shit. Like, who knows the fuck he is into? like he's into all of it. All of it. He is single-handedly keeping the hub algorithm together. Okay. The whole algorithm down there to the hub is being kept alive by him. Because nobody even goes to the hub anymore since they scrubbed all of the good shit off the hub. Nobody goes over to the hub anymore. So I knew, I can only imagine what dude is over there searching up over on the hub. A mess. Just a damn mess. Just a mess. I got to preserve my voice, right? Tracy, I got to have my pipes for when I have to sing on my review tonight. Oh, yes, we have a review coming tonight. Oh, yes. Listen, y'all, he's into it all. So let's get into tomorrow. Now, as many of you know, tomorrow is election day for many states and municipalities around the country. I told y'all and I explained to you all that as we proceed further, this year's election, especially next year election, presidential election, this is not about DC. This is about us and the state and local elections, because those are the elections that hold much more weight. These are the people that really can move the needle and affect change in our lives. Okay. So here are some national races that have, or some states that are having elections tomorrow. If my internet will act right. Goddamn, I swear Comcast makes my ass itch. Comcast, Xfinity, whatever the fuck they name want to be today. They make my goddamn ass itch. And the first state that we're going to chronicle today is the great state of Kentucky. Now, in the great state of Kentucky, we have a gubernatorial election tomorrow. You know the song is coming, Tracy. I don't want to mess up my voice. Gotta have a voice for tonight. They don't got a big chop. We'll discuss tonight. Anyway, so let's talk about the great state of Texas. We have a gubernatorial election happening in the not great state of Texas, the great state of Kentucky. We have the incumbent Governor Andy Beshear, who is a Democrat, running against the Republican nominee, Daniel Cameron. Now, Daniel Cameron, if you remember, is the black man, but he's a Republican. Now, remember, he was the attorney general, and his whole job was to investigate the whole Breonna Taylor situation. Remember that? And he declared that her death was justified. Remember, that was his bitch ass, Daniel Cameron, the black man that said that. And that, you know, sparked the outrage that incensed black people all over the country. All right, Cams. So we don't want any part. Remember, he's being endorsed by Mitch McConnell, and anything being endorsed by Mitch McConnell is a problem. So Andy, like I said, Andy Beshear is the Democrat. He is running. for governor. We need you. If you are in the great state of Kentucky, you need to look out and you need to make sure that you go and cast your votes and let your voice be heard. Daniel Cameron cannot win that election. Even if the Kentucky legislature happens to stay Republican, you need what we need is a couple things to happen tomorrow in the great state of Kentucky. We need enough Dems to stay in place so that even and more Dems to take some positions so that even if the Republicans keep the majority, that they don't have a super majority. So if we can keep the Republicans from having a super majority in Kentucky, as well as keep Andy Beshear in the governor's mansion, that can stop a lot of this racist, bigoted, and discriminatory legislation from becoming law. So we need all of the people. We need all of the people in the great state of Kentucky. This ain't got shit to do with Washington. This ain't got a goddamn thing to do with Joe Biden. This is everything to do with protecting your rights as citizens in the great state of Kentucky. We need you to go out, beat the streets. We need you to get out there and vote. Vote for the Democratic gubernatorial incumbent governor, Andy Beshear. Keep him in there. And we need you to take some of these Republican seats out of your legislature and move some of them to Democrat so that they don't have a super majority and we can stop some of this harmful legislation from from becoming law in the great state of Kentucky. Now, let's move over to the great state of Mississippi. Oh, I forgot. Also in the great state of Kentucky, they're also, because Daniel Cameron is running for governor, that means the attorney general's seat is also up for a election. Okay. Now you have Colonel Pam Stevenson, who's running for attorney general. She would be the first Black woman attorney general in Kentucky. And I'm glad I remembered her because I thought I was going to forget. I put a note to myself, don't forget to mention Colonel Pam Stevenson. Colonel Pam Stevenson, she's an Air Force colonel. She is a Black woman. She is running for attorney general as a Democrat. She is endorsed by Governor Andy Beshear. She is running for attorney general. If she wins, she'll be the first Black woman attorney general in the history of Kentucky. Okay. We are rooting for her. We want her to win. I wanted to make sure in Kentucky that I highlighted that. So if you got family over in Kentucky, you got friends in Kentucky, please tell them. If you have kids in Kentucky that may be at a school in Kentucky, they may be in college at Kentucky, and they may have the right to vote in the great state of Kentucky because they're in school in Kentucky. Please make sure that they get out and that they vote. We're voting for the Dems to take over some of these seats in the House and in the Senate. We're definitely voting for for Colonel Pam Stevenson for attorney general and to reelect Governor Andy Beshear. Let's move over to the great state of Mississippi. It's 6:10. Late bell is ringing. Hall monitors. Anybody after 6:10? Y'all know what to do. 10,000 word essay. We ain't got the type of time. 10,000 words. So over in the great state of Mississippi, Republican governor, incumbent governor Tate Reeves is vying for a second term. Okay. He's running against the Democrat Brandon Presley. Now, yes, Brandon Presley, they say, is actually related to Elvis Presley. But Brandon Presley is running. Remember the whole Jackson water crisis debacle, all under the watchful eye of Governor Tate Reeves. Remember the redistricting debacle there, all under the watchful eye of Tate Reeves. Remember the whole debacle where they are trying to remove the power of the elected officials in Jackson because they're black and give those power to the legislature. Remember, we covered that here on this platform. That's all Governor Tate Reeves. He needs to get his ass out. So let's get out in the great state of Mississippi. There is a large black population in Mississippi, so we need to encourage Mississippians to get out there, get out the vote. If y'all got the go get Mississippi from P Valley to go out there with y'all and Lil Murder, I don't care who you get. The P Valley guy, I don't care who you get go out there. Remember that's how old girl won. Remember she won the mayor of Chuckalisa because she was out there with the strippers and stuff. If y'all got to go out there with strippers and money guns, going on out there, okay? But whatever we need to do, we need to make it happen. Right. Brett Favre still a welfare check, all of that stuff. Hey, V. Carter. So we need to make sure we get out there and vote. We also need, in some of these red states, I know it's next to impossible to flip some of these legislatures. It may be impossible, but the governor's mansion is always up for grabs. And in addition to the governor's mansion, one thing that you want to do, even if you're in a staunchly red state, what you want to do is you want to keep the legislature from having a supermajority. Because if you can keep the legislature from having a supermajority and, and let the governor's race go where it goes, and hopefully maybe you can, get the vote out and get a Democratic governor in the seat, that Democratic governor can keep some of these horrible laws from being enacted by vetoing some of this stuff, because the governor still has the power to veto things unless your legislature has a supermajority. So you got to look at chipping away. We may not be able to flip your legislature in one election cycle, but if we can chip away at it and maybe stop them from having a supermajority in some of these states, that goes a long way. So we're absolutely looking for that to happen in the great state of Mississippi. Let's travel on over to the great state of Virginia. Now, the great state of Virginia there's no gubernatorial race in Virginia, but what we do have in Virginia is all of the seats in their Senate are up for election. Every Senate seat is up for election, which is important. Virginia is very purple. Some years it's red, some years it's blue. It swings purple. So if whatever you got to do in Virginia, get out and vote. You need your legislature to turn blue, because Glenn Youngkin wants all of those racist, bigoted, and discriminatory laws to be enacted. He wants to be able to wield his power like his other Republican governor friends around the country. He'd love to add his name to that third cog in the holy trinity of racism, bigotry, and discrimination. So we need people in the state of Virginia to get out and vote. We also know that Governor Youngkin has promised that he wants to put an abortion ban in place for 15 weeks. And we know that Virginia is the only state in the South where every other state in the South has more laws that they're enacting to come against or to oppress the LGBTQ plus community, except for Virginia. Virginia is the last stand in terms of southern states where there are more laws in Virginia that protect the LGBTQ than oppress the LGBTQ plus. And so what Governor Youngkin wants, he wants Virginia not to be the last one. He wants Virginia to join the South and start passing all of this legislation, if he can, to oppress the LGBTQ plus community. And so we certainly need for our Virginians that are out there to get out there and vote. There, so get out there and vote in the great state of Ohio. Let me make sure I ain't missed nothing because I gave myself notes on this stuff. Also, remember, Governor Youngkin was real heavy on all of the CRT stuff. All of that happened under his watch. The banning of all of these black books, all of that happened under his watch. He's also made it much more difficult for people with felonies to have their voting rights restored. And he's already said he's pushing for a 15-week abortion ban. So we need to get him out. Let's move over to the great state of Ohio. Now, the abortion is on the ballot tomorrow in Ohio. There is a constitutional amendment known as issue number 1 that will establish statewide protections for abortion. That is on the ballot tomorrow. So if you're in Ohio and you want to get out and vote because you want to be able to make the decision on that yourself. You do not want this left in the hands of the state legislature. So all the women in the great state of Ohio, all of women, men, and anybody else, you need to get out the vote because abortion is on the ballot in Ohio. They will also vote on issue number 2, which is a referendum to legalize recreational marijuana. So even if you're not here for all of the other political stuff, it's a whole lot of you weed heads in the great state of Ohio. Recreational marijuana is on the ballot tomorrow as well. So go out and vote in the great state of Ohio. In the great state of Pennsylvania, they have elections in the state Supreme Court. So in the Supreme Court of Pennsylvania, their Supreme Court justices, seats on the Supreme Court are voted. So they have the liberal side of the Dems have a 4-2 majority right now. And there are some seats up for grabs. I'm sorry, I was reading my notes. There are some seats up for grabs. The Republicans want to there's a 7 seat up for grabs, and they want to narrow the margin and see if they can get some of those moderate Dems to come over their side on certain issues. So we need you to get out the vote in the great state of Pennsylvania. Hey, Omar, I ain't seen you in a minute. Good to see you here. I'm so glad you're here, Omar. Just go see one of the hall monitors. They'll take care of you. They'll let you know where we at and bring you up to speed on where we at. Hey, Omar. So those are some those are the majority of the hotbed, some of the hottest or most talked about elections right now. Secretary of State is also up for election in Kentucky and Mississippi. So if you're in one of the states that I've mentioned, or if you're in any state that has elections tomorrow, please put a 27 in the chat. If you are in a state that has elections tomorrow, please put a 27 in the chat. Because we want to make sure that we give you the opportunity to get out there. Y'all know Steve Kornacki is already got an IV drip with Red Bull, 5-hour energy, and coffee mixed together because he's gonna be up, starting the night. he's going to be up for the next 48 hours. Just telling you how. You know Steve Kornacki for MSNBC. Yeah, he's going to be up for the next 48 hours. Y'all know this is a busy time of year. So he's going to be up for a while. So I wanted to highlight those elections. Before we get out of here, I do want to spend some time on this last thing. So I've been saying this. Y'all know I have been covering the Israel-Hamas war. Right, Stephen, them khaki pants and that white shirt, baby. Dude got a whole closet full of khaki pants and white shirt, looking like he going to go rush, Pi Kappa Alpha at some white school. He going to go do rush at the white fraternity house with his white shirt and khaki pants. Ciao. Anyway, he gonna have on his uniform tomorrow. He gonna have on them khaki pants and that white shirt with the sleeves rolled up. Girl, boom. Anyway, I've talked about the fact that there is going to be a reckoning specifically for Joe Biden, which could trickle down to other Dems in this next election cycle next year. Today, we had David Axelrod, who came out strongly. David Axelrod, the former campaign manager for and campaign advisor for President Obama, he came right out and full-throated said, Biden, you need to let this one go. You need to let this one go, Biden. He came right out yesterday and was out public about it. Let me read this to you. Former President Obama's senior advisor David Axelrod said it's the last moment for President Biden to check if he should drop out of the 2024 presidential race after suggesting he should do so. On Sunday, Axelrod, in the wake of a new poll showing Biden trailing former President Trump in key swing states, said Biden needs to decide if it's wise to continue his run. The poll found Biden trailing Trump in 5 out of 6 battleground states, including Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, and Nevada, and Pennsylvania. And I'll show you those numbers in just a moment. When questioned about his comments Monday, that's today, Axelrod told CNN that it's a good time for Biden to check if he should keep up his campaign. Sunday marked 1 year before the election. Quote, as I've said for like a couple years now, the issue's not for him is not political, it's actuarial. You can see that in this poll, and there's just a lot of concern about the age issue, and that is something I think he needs to ponder. Just do a check and say, is this the right thing to do? He went on to say, is this the best path? I suspect that he'll say yes, but time is fleeting here, and this is probably the last moment for him to do that check, and it's probably good if he does. End of quote. Listen. He went on to say that Obama had lousy polling numbers at the time of his campaign for re-election, but he noted that there are 2 main differences between 2011 and now: Biden's age and Trump. Biden being 80 and would be 86 at the end of his term. Of his second term. Obama was 50 and not 81. And he also said they didn't have Donald Trump on the other side. So those are 2 factors that have to be considered. Now, I want to show you all these poll numbers because I did get these poll numbers so that I could show them to you all. Here are the poll numbers. These are the 6 battleground states here. You're losing in double digits in Nevada. Georgia, you're losing by 6. Arizona, you're losing by 5. Michigan, you're losing by 5. Pennsylvania, you're losing by 4. Pennsylvania and Michigan are blue states. Now he is winning the battleground state of Wisconsin, but that's just 2 points, and that could easily flip. We see what happened to my frat brother who ran for that Senate seat, and he lost. God, I can't think of his name right now. Mandela Barnes. Mandela Barnes. So I also remember I talked to you all that there will be a reckoning about the Israel-Hamas war. Here's some numbers for that. Now, let me show y'all this, because what this is a poll, and I wanted to show y'all the exact question. I wanted to show y'all the exact question that they asked. So there was a poll where they asked people about the Israel-Hamas war. And the exact question that they asked was, quote, they were supposed to decide whether they agree or disagree with the following statement. The U.S. should call a ceasefire and a de-escalation of violence in Gaza. The U.S. should leverage its close diplomatic relationship with Israel to prevent further violence and civilian deaths, end quote. And they were supposed to answer whether to what extent they agree or disagree. If you look here, in every demographic, everyone agrees. We're talking from Republicans, all likely voters, Democrats, and independents or third parties. Everyone agrees. Even the Republicans at 56% agree that is the stance. On the Democratic side, it's 80%. And in all likely voters, it's 66%. I keep telling you, the Dems and fucking Joseph Robinette are on the wrong fucking side of this. The complete wrong side of it. You want to know why? Because many minorities, especially us black people, we look at what the fuck is happening over there and we see all the similarities of what they did to black people over here in America. And it's just America reenacting what they did in this country, but doing it somewhere else. You got, at this point, they say over 10,000 people have died. They're estimating at least 95% of that being civilians. And they're saying at this point, over 4,000 children have died in this. Israel said, oh, go to the south, and now they're bombing south. They're bombing schools in the south. They're bombing hospitals in the south. They're bombing everything, which is why I told y'all, remember that whole thing came out about the bombing of that hospital, and Israel said, oh no, it wasn't us. It was their own fire that did it. And now we see Israel bombing hospitals, bombing schools, and bombing everything else. Because here's the deal, stupid ass Israel. Even if you by some sheer chance get rid of Hamas, which I never think is going to happen, do you think the Palestinians want any parts of being nice to you when you did nothing but kill their families? You killed family. Let me take that down. I'm sorry, I had that up too long. You killed whole families. You killed entire families, innocent people that have nothing to do with it. Children, wives, daughters, husbands, sons, whole families. And you expect that after this, they're going to look kindly upon you? Only thing that's going to happen is even if you by some chance get rid of Hamas, the next organization is going to rise to power because they want no parts of you. I don't blame them. I would want to, do horrible things too if you slaughtered my whole family. I mean, it's ridiculous. And Joseph Robinette and the Dems are giving full-throated support, are asking for money to send over there so this can continue to happen, and are sending troops over there. Just a whole goddamn mess. A whole goddamn mess. Lemon Kush Pepper. I'm monitoring it. It's a mess. The people don't want you. See, Joseph Robinette is going to end up ruining his own legacy. You want to know why? Here's what you should have done. If Joseph Robinette would have simply ran in that first election, ousted Trump and say, I'm just doing a one term and done, and got the hell out of Dodge, he could have been seen as a hero. You would have been seen as the great white hope, as you want to be seen, that helped oust Trump. But no, you couldn't see the forest for the trees. And now you are up here probably about to ruin your whole representation, because you'll be seen, your legacy will be stupid ass Joseph Robinette is the reason that the country was turned over to a demagogue. You'll be the whole reason for that. It'll be your fault because of your own ego, because of your own hubris, and because you and the Dems fumbled the ball on the 1 yard line. Because y'all fumbled the ball on the 1 yard line. Just a bunch of fucktards. Mark my words, today is November 6th, 2023. And a year from now, we'll be talking again about how did this happen. We will absolutely be talking about how did this happen. We about to get out of here, y'all. I know Really B is live. I'll send y'all over there. Right, V Carter. It's so baffling. There's so many other people. Just a mess. Y'all are gonna fumble the ball, and then y'all are gonna be playing the blame game, trying to figure out, oh, how did this happen? Just a mess. Just a whole goddamn mess. Anyway, y'all, as I always say, I love y'all. I love on y'all. Thank you all for being vocal, present, and active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for any and all contributions that you make to the channel. They're much obliged. They're much appreciated. Listen, y'all, I did treat myself to those crabs yesterday. They were so good. Oh, the crabs yesterday were so good. Anyway, I need to go watch Real Housewives of Potomac for the second time so that I can take my notes and do my review. Excuse me, and give the people what they want, a good review from L1027. So look out for that. I think that's all I got. I'm gonna send y'all over there to my big sis, Really B, who's already live. I'm gonna send y'all over there. That's all I got for y'all. Love y'all. We'll be back tomorrow. Make sure you, but please, if you get nothing else from today, please get out there tomorrow and vote. Please, if you haven't already voted in early elections, please go out there tomorrow and vote, vote, vote. Please get out there and vote. I implore you, please. We need this. Get out there and vote. Until next time, that's all I got for y'all. Thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. I'm out.